Started out in Massachusetts in '95. Now I'm operating every angle just to stay alive. This is live from the new age, reminiscent of the old days with a twist. Working 9 to 5, never ever felt like this. And I'm ambling into my prime, finally hitting my stride. From haters talking, but in the end they walking away. Can't be alert to my peers, they don't help me face my fears. They just got shit to say, like this and that. To me it sounds like rip and rap, much ado about nothing. I'm about to change the weather, those that don't know any better, better never bring that frontin'. No bluffing, the cards are on the table now. Haters are justice to the king, they shall never kiss the ring. I was raised to be the tree, had to firmly plant my roots. Pedal lyrics in the booth, now the truth will set you free. It's like I'm vanquishing the demons y'all will never ever see. And y'all can bet y'all gon' succeed off the new breed.
Under pressure, that you're taking me for cold. The dreams of life and leisure. And this time I let you know I'ma keep on grinding till I get my time in. I'ma keep on grinding. But for now I still go.
Breathing lyrics, but struggling to find the words. Like I'm rolling up swishes minus the herb. And I'm not worried about sounding a bit concerned. I'm just really aware that I'm trying hard to care, but these hoes ain't loyal. I learned that shit the hard way. The type of trade they made off is a foul play. But I'm good. There's no heartbreak that this music can't fix. So when I'm shooting on my free throws, I'm making every percent of it's rudimentary to put enemies through the sediment. Not for the hell of it, but the betterment of my sanity. Cause vanity isn't all I ever hope to achieve. I work too hard to be reprieved. I'll make you surely see that I was raised to speak the truth. Even after they cut my roots, reincarnate from the ashes. Now my passion reaches masses. I swear that every single move I make has got me looking up. So keep on hating, give a fuck.
Under pressure, that you're taking me for cold. The dreams of life and leisure. And this time I let you know I'ma keep on grinding till I bring my time in. I'ma keep on grinding. But for now I still go. All I ever wanted was dream of gold. You got me ass back with love. You mistaken me for cold. I'ma keep on grinding till I bring my time in. Grinding till I bring my time in. Grinding. I'ma keep on grinding. Time in, I'ma keep on grinding. But for now I still have cold.
Diamond, performed by Manii out of Baltimore, Maryland. And we will hear more from Manii later in the show. I am Quiet Storm, and you're listening to Your Prosperity Insights with Joe, Midas Mind Miller. The Midas Mind and I want to welcome George Scott, the guru of entertainment and sports law, to the Bank Vault today. Welcome, George. It's great to have you, and we know it's going to be enlightening.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
All right. Well, George is one of the most powerful, creative, and bold lawyers in the entertainment and professional sports world. He has the experience of being a successful college athlete and entertainer. His wisdom has made a difference for a multitude of professionals working to navigate the ins and outs of the entertainment industry. George's business savvy, legal expertise, passion, and determination has him and his clients exceed all expectations. Yes, it is time for this week's Prosperity Insight. Midas Mind, please take it away.
Thank you, Quiet Storm. I appreciate it. George Scott, it's an honor to have you on. Tonight's Prosperity Insight is the real important stuff. If you have to be someone you don't want to be in order to attain success, is that really success? If you must compromise your values, get what you want, is that really what you want? What people, ideas, values, passions, interests, places, and experiences can you give your unconditional love to? That's a big question mark. You've got to remind yourself often to focus your awareness, your efforts, and your energy on those things. Life in each moment is a precious opportunity. Give the real important stuff the attention it deserves. If you're getting too stressed out or frustrated or cynical, perhaps it's because you're too focused on things that fill you with negativity. Step back for a moment. Think of what truly matters and put yourself in a more positive mental environment. You cannot make your life full by putting more and more empty, meaningless things into it. Instead, choose quality, choose substance, and choose to do the things that excite and fulfill the authentic you. Right now is your sole opportunity to live this day. Live it true to who you are, true to what you believe, and true to what you love. You know, what I've learned about myself from the theme, the real important stuff, is that I have to narrow my focus. I cannot be taken away if I really want to get something done by human interest articles, useless emails, reality shows that give me some drama and excitement, but no real fulfillment for me. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, I will have seen some hood rat that fight with another hood rat, or some hood rat from Beverly Hills fight with another hood rat from Beverly Hills. But tomorrow morning, I won't be any further down the road in the stuff that I love, or the people that I love. And so I've got to maintain a focus to get the real important stuff done. George, please share your thoughts on the impact of operating from the context of focusing on the real important stuff and how that can have an effect on the success of a business endeavor, especially when you're a brand new entrepreneur.
Absolutely. See, a successful entrepreneur knows who they are, knows their foundation, and knows their principles. And that, in the essence, will be the brand of whatever business they enter into. Whether they're building widgets, selling T-shirts, people, what they're really buying is that brand, and the good people you want to hire and promote the sale of that product, of that service, is going to have to adhere to your vision, your brand. And you have to live that every single day, and customers have to believe in that. So every second that you have that's only guaranteed in the present, not tomorrow, and yesterday is lost, you have to take advantage of that to promote that concept and those principles. So take advantage of that time to make that call today and be selective, because you only have that second at that particular moment. So it's not about calling everyone in a particular market that you think may be interested. It's about being selective about how to use your time, because as an entrepreneur, it is very precious and limited with all the things you have on your plate. So you don't need to go to 20 conferences. You need to go to 2 conferences where you know there will be quality people that understand what you're trying to promote or sell or provide. And that core will get you through the long nights, the long days, will help you be discerning in the people you choose to bring on and close to you and go to battle with you. So sometimes people get focused on what's the best way to sell my product, what's the best way to design my website, but they're skipping a step. It's how do I communicate who I am, which will be reflected through the company I'm creating.
That's powerful. That's powerful. You know what? That was so surreal because I almost heard you say, get it how you live in an Ivy League voice. I heard you say, get it how you live. I heard it. Let's see what the listeners are talking about in the Conscious Cashback Reward segment.
All right, well, we definitely concur, Midas Mind. And, of course, we love all your comments on our Conscious Cashback Reward. That is exactly what they are for us. Now, tonight's Conscious Cashback Reward is from Kenneth Orlando of Fresno, California. He writes, Quiet Storm loved your guest, Sean Brodnax. His coaching and that of the team was right on point. Sometimes you got to ruffle some feathers to get things done, even if they're your own feathers. Midas Mind and Quiet Storm, I've been working for years to get myself established as a comedian. I've done open mic at several places, and the audience raves over my performance. I've been approached by several people about being my manager or promoter. I'm a little leery because none of them seem like they have any success with any other performers, and they want me to pay them. Am I just being scared? How do I go about selecting a promoter? Do I even need an agent or promoter? I am confused. What should I do? Thank you so much, Kenneth, for your Conscious Cashback Reward. We so appreciate your sharing, and this is such a gem of a question. Well, Kenneth, my coaching for you is simple. Make a list of places you want to perform, when you will perform, and how much you want to get paid for performing. Now, before you pay anyone, ask them what will it take for them to book the dates at the venues that you desire, and when will they get them booked. If you are already leery about the people trying to be your agent or promoter, then they are not the ones for you. There is being scared and there's being stupid. You can overcome your fears of asking questions by asking the right questions instead of asking or not asking and making stupid choices. Now, as Midas Mind would say, stay on the path. George, please share any coaching you might have for Kenneth from your perspective of the entertainment industry and from coaching performers who are tremendously successful.
Yes. You know, what I always tell aspiring entertainers when they're trying to make it is there is a plethora of talent out there. And the difference of who's going to be successful and who's not going to be successful, unfortunately, to their surprise, is not necessarily consistent with the most talented entertainers. So for a comedian, it's not who's the necessarily. It is true. It is who has the most hustle behind us.
Mm.
So when I hear a question of, I'm thinking, I don't know who I should hire to be my manager or my agent. Well, what I say is, first, if you're going to be successful in this industry, the answer to the question whether or not you need one is no. You don't need one. Not if you're going to be successful. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't hire one. What it means is you're going to have a plan of how you're going to take over your city, and how you're going to translate that to take over your region, and how you're going to translate that to take over the nation. And you're going to map that out. And you're going to have to sleep in your car. You're going to have to stay up for 40 hours straight. You're going to do what needs to be done, regardless if you have an injury or not. Now, as you go and you talk to people, and people come and come to you and ask to be can they offer the services to you, a couple of things you'll have to evaluate. Your gut feeling. Do they really understand your brand or what you're trying to do? And can they help you do what you are trying to do faster than you can do it by yourself? Not they're going to try to talk you into doing something that you don't really want to do. You know, if you're in New York and you want to be established in New York, you don't want to go to someone who's trying to convince you to go to LA because that's where their connections are. You already know where you're trying to go. You already know what clubs you want to be in. How are these people going to get you there next month as opposed to 5 months from now by yourself? And as long as those things are consistent and the price is right and it makes sense, then that's where you need a man agent. So, I mean, every person on top of the game that's been there for more than 15 minutes has a story that 99% of the people in the situation will never do it.
Well, we can go right ahead, George.
No, I was just going to say, so at the end of the day, you know, you have to be willing to know enough and learn enough about the business to be your own manager. And as you walk in that path, that right manager will cross your path and help you get across the finish line.
Can definitely see that. Well, Midas Mind, what did you find empowering from Kenneth Hodges' cashback reward this evening?
You know what, Quiet Storm? I feel a lot more confident in my answer having heard George, because George deals in this every day. And honestly, I don't have a huge amount of information, inside information, on the entertainment industry. But what I would have told Kenneth before George ever spoke was, don't pay him. What are you doing? I have only heard of people being discovered. I don't hear of people being discovered for pay. Be powerful. Be about your game. Be confident in your game. Sell your game every place you can go, every time you can get there. Get it how you live. But don't get suckered on the way, because it's your talent, and it would be horrible for you to throw it away, or the money is needed for you to make that one extra step on a con man.
Well,
Con woman, I saw the movie.
Well, we want you to please join us over in the bank room, because it is time for another performance from Manii. Stay tuned.
Lord, I confess I've made mistakes. I have accumulated too much credit card debt, and now I cannot imagine overcoming it without your help. I beg of you to intercede on my behalf. Provide me with the financial means to be able to breathe again. Please forgive my sins, Lord. Walk with me. Help me to make the right decisions throughout my life. I'm Sharon, the debt destroyer. I work with people like you, good people, who need a way to eliminate their credit card debt and get back on the path to prosperity. My team of experts will work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy, no loan, your credit card debt eliminated. Have your credit card debt destroyed? Contact me at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 1-888-431-2829.
I'm a single dad raising 3 kids, a 5-year-old, 7-year-old, and an 8-year-old. One of the most important things to me is their education and having the right edge to compete. I know it starts early, and with all the technology thrown at young children today, I did not know what would make a difference. A friend told me about the Click and Read phonics program and the Click and Spell spelling program. She said Click and Read taught the entire kindergarten through 3rd grade phonics curriculum by using 100 interactive animated cartoon phonics lessons online. The Click and Spell spelling program is a research-based program that teaches children the 800 most common words used in the English language. Well, I signed up for the programs, and my children are using the computer to learn instead of trying to figure out how to Facebook and tweet. Their grades have jumped, and they are on the path to being at the top of their class. To learn more about these wonderful products, simply go to clickinkids.com. That's click the letter N, kids.com, or call 877-CLICK-ABC.
Welcome back. You are listening to Your Prosperity Insights, where we focus on the practical, pragmatic, spiritual, and conscious aspects of growing prosperity. We do it all with power and love. Quiet Storm, what's happening over in that bank room?
Well, yes, we are over here in the bank room where we feature a track from a new artist, and we vote if they're going to get a couple of snaps or just straight kicked out of the vault. Now, tonight we have Manii out of Baltimore, Maryland, with his album Insurrection, performing Without Me, featuring Little Fro. All right, well, this is called Without Me, featuring Little Fro. Let's hit it.
Yeah. Seems like it's been a while since the last wrote, right? But what do y'all know? Y'all just generalize audiences with my flow. I've been living in a different time zone. I feel more broke down than Neymar. A bright star on a lost planet, goddamn it. No matter what I do, I'm in this. Every time I speak, I panic. It seems everything is so wrong with the right and right with the wrong. Don't wanna be the guy to lead you astray with the title of a song, but this is shit to make you break away from the throng. And the haters catch a babies talking like you're gonna be the one to say, but they never get dropped in a failure seal. Cause real recognize real. A lot of niggas know how I feel. It's even with sex appeal. If you're choosing those that's lesser, you gon' always wind up a stressor. That being said, best sex that out of the head. It's like, nah, you just let me do it raw. And I'm in a chick slap like a round of applause. So attraction never lost. But you the one that cashed in with wasn't yours. So if you get robbed, don't be mad that someone else is doing your job. Right. She goes.
Sorry that things didn't turn out to be like, and I tried not to write this despite it feels right. Never got along when we were together, maybe
try. Then one day the world will comply. I am as smart as Bill Nye. With a heart, girl, stand up guy. But destiny I can't deny. So dream to me, then it's goodbye, bitch.
She goes, ain't gonna be without me. She like, ain't gonna be without me. Ain't gonna be without me. Ain't gonna be. She goes, ain't gonna be without me.
Well, indeed. Well, let's see if this is a hit or miss. Midas Mind, is the track getting a snap, or should I just go ahead and call security?
Quiet Storm, when somebody samples Luther, they force me to be hard on them. You know that, right?
Go easy.
Okay. Well, let me tell you something. It happened that I listened to a couple other of Manie's tracks. And I'm going to give it snaps because I realized that he knew what to sample and that he was a Hebrew Israelite realizing who he was and he was working his way there. So he is great. Snap.
A snap surprising from Midas Mind. And we're going right to our guest, George. George, to this track, well, is this track saying with me or without me for you? Should I call security, or are you going to give it a couple of snaps?
Well, I am going to give it a couple of snaps. I appreciate the content. I like the content and the lyrical skills in that case. I'm on the same boat. You know, when you sample that level, I'm going to be critical. So, you know, I'm gonna try to look past that and listen to what the artist is bringing through the microphone. So, snap.
All right. Well, that was mighty generous of you, and we definitely don't want to forget about Ronnie B. Ronnie B. over there on the turntables for us. What is going on with me or without me?
Well, the security guard was unholstering his taser.
Don't tase me, bro.
The taser was getting unholstered, but there was something about it that I kind of liked, but I was left kind of confused. So I'm gonna hold off on security, but I'm gonna give him a yo.
You gave him a yo? A yo.
I give him a yo. I'm not gonna give him a snap. I give him a yo.
Put that taser back in the holster, right?
Yeah, I put the taser back. I gave him a yo.
All right. Well, keep it handy. Well, Manii, I really did like Manie's, lyrical dexterity, and even what he did with, I'll just call it, the sound machine. But I definitely prefer instruments, but, I appreciate that, and so this is why I'm going to give him a snap. Not snap, just a snap. I hope that the young man can maybe defocus on so many different, I'll just say, directions that he's going in, and let's just see what he has in a certain genre. But other than that, no, I would put it on my playlist, not at all. But, audience, if you liked what you heard from Manii, you can hit him up at soundcloud.com/manishism. That's MANIISCHISM. Now, we have a few questions for our guest, George. And, George, I see, as a matter of fact, yes, I have a clear vision now, and I do see Midas Mind over there flashing his pearly whites, so I'm going to let him go first with the question.
That's me. Thank you, Quiet Storm. George, please tell us a little bit about your sports and entertainment career and the path that led you to being the power top-notch attorney in those fields that you turned out to be.
Absolutely. Well, unlike most people in the industry, in the professional side where I work, I actually started out in addition to many of my clients, started out as an athlete. I was a major college football player. Got a little sidetracked with music, ended up signing a record deal while I was still playing football. And yes, indeed. And pretty much
split attention, isn't it? Kind of
what's
split
that?
your attention a little bit. Did that split?
Oh yeah. Well, at the time, I thought it didn't. I thought it was just something that I could handle everything and put in 100% in everything. My coaches had a different interpretation of that, but
Yeah, I bet.
yes, they did. Instead of staying for summer workouts, I was working out in the mountains in one day, in the desert the next day, or on the bus overnight. But I tell you what, I came back in better shape than anybody else on the team. But so once I had to make a decision, so it did come to a point, and I decided to go focus on music as opposed to pursuing the professional route with my football career. And so I did that exclusively for a few years as an artist, worked my way up to the executive level. And once I really got to the executive level, I started to understand the business and understand what was happening in the music industry with respect to how the money was going to be made in the future. And once I did that, I went to business school to step up my game a bit. And once I went to business school, I realized I really wanted to be on the legal side of these deals as opposed to the business side. So after I finished business school, went into investment banking for a little bit, and then I went to law school. And actually,
this has just been an evolution.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually was in investment banking while I was in law school, and when I got out of law school, at that point I had really, my mind had left sports and entertainment. I didn't want to be a stereotype. I was an athlete. I was an artist, and I was in Wall Street. So hey, you know what? I'm just going to focus on traditional markets. Let me just do some mergers and acquisitions of private equity and call it a day. But the creator had different plans, and looking back on it, I understand why my path went the way it did. Because once I started working for a law firm, I got this really big client, and I was the only person in the firm that could handle this client because I'm the only person that understood the music business. And once I did that, all of a sudden I realized that all these people I knew in the industry because of my history. So I'm calling my old teammates, I'm calling my old people from the record industry, and then also they're calling me because they hear that I'm back doing something in the industry, and then all of a sudden I have a client base, and then I just humble myself and say, you know what? There's a reason why I had this experience, so I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it.
Absolutely.
And once I did that and I focused on that, began to behold that brand that was put upon me, and the reason I got to the level where I am essentially is because of my background, because my clients know that I know what they're going through. I've been there. I know their perspective. I'm not just an outsider trying to just get a piece of their action. I know the pitfalls, and they can't really tell me anything that I don't know, but I can tell them what they don't know. And I've not only been the athlete, but I've also been the advisor. I've also been the manager. So that perspective is hard. It's hard to compete with that perspective from my competition. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I negotiate deals. I dot I's and cross T's, but ultimately, I'm counseling them on their business, life, and their financial future.
I can definitely hear the counselor. That's a really nice match there. Well, George, if you could please share 2 pitfalls that you've seen new entrepreneurs fall into, especially when it comes to building their business from the ground up.
Absolutely. The two big ones are either getting the wrong people around you or getting the right people but having them do the wrong things. You know, people that are going to be a part of your business is so important, and you have to be really conscious of what skills they bring. And it's not about necessarily bringing someone who you like, who you've known, or even who you can trust. You clearly have to trust the people you are around you, but if you can just trust someone that doesn't bring anything to the table, something that you don't have, can do on yourself, it's not advantageous for you. Or you can have the right people, but you got them doing the wrong thing. A lot of times these days you see the tech community and everybody's creating the next, tech creation software or whatever. They have these IT people who can create all these apps, but they put them in front of investors and tell them to go pitch the company. But they can't.
Oh, wow.
They have no charisma.
And they're creators, they're not salesmen, right?
That's right. Their job is to create something with ones and zeros. And they love their technology, but all they want to talk about. But guess what? Investors don't want to hear about technology. They want to hear about how to make money.
That's right.
And the second thing, and when? How fast can I get my money back? And related to that, the second major mistake is that entrepreneurs don't listen to what the market's telling them. Sometimes they get so wrapped up in what their idea is and how they came to that idea and their vision of how it's going to disrupt a certain industry, but the market's telling them that they like their idea, but they want it to be used in a different way, and they'll pay a lot of money to use it in a different way. And even the revenue stream is telling them that, but they refuse to listen and focus on that because they just don't want to move their vision. If you're an entrepreneur and you're going to survive, the way you survive is by going where the revenue is. As long as it's consistent with your principles, you have to shift with the market. And when you get big enough, you can tell the market what to do. But until then, you got to listen to the market.
Now that makes perfect sense. Let me ask you, you're dealing with big personalities, entertainers, professional athletes. When you deal with what is the toughest problem you have, and having them recognize the legal issues involved with being successful, and how do you get them to transition into that same rolling with the punches you were just describing to exceed their financial expectations?
Well, like I said, I draw on my experience. And, one of the biggest pitfalls you have is that, successful entertainers and successful athletes in different ways, but ultimately amounts to the same thing, are very confident. Most of their success comes from their confidence. And they're used to succeeding, and what that does, it gives you a soft sense of confidence in other endeavors that you may not deserve or make to have. And so most advisors, what they do is they try to scare them into making a right decision. They try to say, don't do that. Don't listen to the boys you grew up with. Forget your mother. Don't listen to this. It's a bad investment. Don't do that because you're going to go bankrupt. You're going to get embarrassed. The problem is that these clients don't get scared. That's not how you influence them and get them to do the right decisions. How you do it is you challenge them and you question their skills and you question their ability to achieve something. So I'm not going to tell you that this is a bad investment so don't do it. I mean, I will because I'm legally obligated to it, but it's truly a bad investment. But ultimately what I'm going to do is I'm going to challenge you to be successful. I'm going to say, who do you want to be when it's all said and done? Do you want to be the Michael Jordan, the Magic Johnson, the successful business people who have taken their brand and used their brand in other industries, established this unbelievable revenue stream beyond what they did either on the stage or on the field? Can you do that? Are you not good enough to do that? And once you get that challenge in front of them, then they start listening to what you have to say, because they don't want to lose. God forbid that they not be the best, and they start listening to a strategy how to capitalize on that.
So you working that ego to your own advantage, because there are two actions.
That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. I mean, hey, it's just like when I was in sports, the good coaches, they knew how to deal with players, right? And most players have egos. Part of it, you got to break down that ego and humble them. But you also got to build them up, and you got to challenge them.
Mm.
And if you do it the right way, they're going to score all the touchdowns you need them to score.
Mm. Wow, it has been said before, George, that especially in entertainment, especially in sports, that a lot of those gentlemen and ladies are, they're highly motivated, so they love a challenge. Not that everybody's going to be, up for being challenging or everything or every other conversation, but that's a part of that whole scene. So I love everything you had to say about how you interact there. But it's still for their benefit.
Absolutely.
Also, yes. Well, George, how can our listeners and those who are pursuing an entertainment or professional sports career, how can they contact you?
They can feel free to contact me. My email at scottga@gtlaw.com. That's SCOTTGA@gtlaw.com. Or I'm on Twitter at GTPlaybook.
Excellent. Well, it is time for this week's exercise for building a prosperity consciousness.
Thank you, Quiet Storm. This week's exercise for building and maintaining your financial well-being is the real important stuff. Create a list of at least 10 projects or tasks that are taking up your time. They are not the real deal important things. Create a list of 10 projects or tasks that truly are important. And the prospect of working on them leaves you excited, passionate, and inspired. Say this affirmation daily. Large sums of money, big happy financial surprises, a rich appropriate gift now come to me under great and perfect ways for my personal use, and I use them wisely. Choose at least 2 of the items from your list, truly important stuff. Start working on it. Share this exercise with others and ask them to take on this assignment. Remember, people don't plan to fail. They fail to plan. I hope you've enjoyed this week's Prosperity Insight and use the exercise to stay on the path as you build and maintain your financial well-being. Thanks for listening.
And thank you, George, for being on the show. And please tell our listeners how they can contact you.
Absolutely. By email, scottga@gtlaw.com. That's SCOTTGA@gtlaw.com. Or via Twitter at GTPlaybook.
Excellent. Well, I am Quiet Storm, and you've been listening to Prosperity Insights with Joe, Midas Mind Miller. Visit us on the web at yourprosperityinsights.com.
Another day, another restless night, crying myself to sleep. Another day of relentless phone calls from credit card companies demanding payment. Another day wondering if filing bankruptcy or getting one of those debt consolidation loans is the only way to go. A friend said, "Stop crying. Just call Sharon, the debt destroyer." Sharon and her team of experts work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy, no loans, your credit card debt eliminated. I called Sharon, and her team of experts went right to work with a plan that made sense. I am sleeping peacefully knowing my credit card debt is being destroyed and my credit is getting back on track. Have your credit card debt destroyed and get a good night's sleep? Contact Sharon, the Debt Destroyer, at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 888-431-2829, extension 2.
Wash away my tears.